why I think this is happening and why, like, I just want, like, I don't dislike Endless. I don't dislike any of these people. I think Tegma is being a little bit of a rat, but, like, that's for a completely separate time frame reason. But I don't dislike anyone here. I just think you all got played by Claw on Twitch, and I am fucking sick of this shit. It's been 2 years of his stuff.
I'm using Sunsol and Destiny and these evils to shield the victims.
This is your community that you have. This is your community.
It's going Chud, Destiny, Stardust, and then Sunsol because it's an insurance that if Jason does come on his stream, he will shut him down or mute him in order for shit to not come out.
And the advantage of having Sonsol on our side already is we can make sure that Sonsol can stop Jason from exposing this.
This is happening. Women are being used and abused and covered up. So this is a whole lot bigger than me and Jason. It just happened to be Jason was the first person I had to expose.
Do you know what happens to somebody who's under 18 after your parent gets taken out by cops? Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens?
Yeah.
You do. You know DCFS.
He does not.
I can make a sandwich.
She does. Yeah, she does not need a babysitter.
They don't get to bury and hide it this time. They don't get
to bury and hide it this time. Another reference to a previous attempt at this.
Perfect. So, about an hour and a half into your chat, I'm catching up on everything that else is happening because I don't personally involve myself in much drama on Twitch, despite what people would like to think about me. Most of the time, I'm just in chat, and most of the time, I'm just in your chat as of late, if I'm even on Twitch at all. And this whole Cly and Jason drama has turned me off of, like, wanting to even check on Twitch as much, except for your stream when I'm able to in between work. So, I'm in here tonight, and I'm just kind of, hanging out, trying to figure out what's going on, hearing about everything else that's happening, and I get someone comes in the chat named Hypatia. To clarify, I'm Lupelli, or the victim mentioned many times. I asked Sarah and Rodit to not include me or mention me. Instead, they posted it all, even highlighted my story in the tweet Google box, which I have the Google Drive right here. Yes, and Endless, I promised I would. All right, I wouldn't do this shit if I, didn't go by what she wanted me to do, all right? Why would they highlight it and post my abuse story, edit it for stream, but post it unedited yesterday? This is disgusting. I don't have a platform or social media, yet Twitch poll feels entitled to exploit my pain. Okay, so the group was originally to help me after being scammed by Slicker and on the Mizkiv stream. And I said, oh shit. And she said, I mentioned domestic abuse in front of 100,000 people. I was told people on Twitch poll could help me expose these rapists. What? I said, oh no. Then after dropping receipts, Jason and Clyde used me against one another to break the story first. Then whilst not even in that call, they spoke about my abuse and assault. And it was recorded. I said, okay. Let me get in contact with James at DMs. Let me get you onto this stream or you in his Discord because that's really fucked. I said, Cly has been, as far as I've seen, using this as a means to manipulate a lot of people whilst Jason and she were manipulating each other. I'm Lupelli. There's a video I did on my page from hospital. We don't have to watch that video, but she did do a video from the hospital the other day. And
okay, hold on. Time out. Whoa.
Wow, that sure is a lot. That sure is a lot of stuff. Question is any of it real? sure sounded real. But let's take a little journey and find out if it is. Me, personally, I've got some reasons to believe it's not. Let me take you down the little journey with me, and we'll see what you think at the end. Now, I want to start by saying, I don't know Lupelli. I don't know anything about Lupelli. You may be a wonderful person. You may have a wretched story that should get out and should be told. I have no idea, and I'm not here to judge that. What I do believe is that this story has been used by somebody that came here to use this story and hurt this community, no matter what it took. I want to tell you a little bit about somebody that decided they were going to go after a number of streamers. I'm not 100% sure if this person came here to Twitch poll to try to manipulate everybody and use us for their benefit, or if it just became a fun game for a sick and twisted person. This person first came into our area and went on a stoner cast with Jason Society. After that stoner cast, very shortly after, Jason had this person on stream every single stream, made them co-host of Stonercast. They shared a chat. They were together every day on stream, to a point where I left. I got tired of it. And strangely, this person who came to our community basically took over Jason's stream, not just on air, but took over the Discord, took over, moved it over to Streamlabs, had their VODs being recorded on a friend's server, took over Jason's stream and sort of killed it. Also, tried to do the same with me. Sen was doing booking for me, and he had been doing booking for Jason until it became untenable for him to work around Cly with Jason. This content creator came around and tried to get me to fire Sen, tried to get me to let them help me with my Discord, help me with all kinds of things, and basically make it so that they had control of my stream. Luckily, I didn't let it happen, but I actually think it might have happened with another creator, Tegma, as well. Well, this person came to the community and was expressing to Jason some concerns about some SA in upper echelon of Twitch. And apparently there was a Twitter group of people like Endless Cemetery, Tegma, Paradigm, this content creator, Jason, they mentioned Aston Mac, I'm not sure who else. And they were all doing an operation. Yes, like a Hardy Boys type operation where they were going to recruit streamers in Twitch poll with this story, and they were going to use this story to run it up a flagpole. You hear them mention Sonsol and Stardust and Chud Logic and Destiny, and they say they want to use these people to get this story out. However, at one point when this creator went on to a show with Stardust, Jason flipped out. Jason was in a bad mental place. He felt that they were dating, which there may have been some trickery there, but Jason also behaved very poorly, should have behaved much better. But he flipped out in this private chat with all these people, and that spawned a war room Discord. And in that war room Discord, they clearly lay out their targets, and they make it very, very clear that Jason he has become a target. Even though Jason was working with them, Jason now has become a target. Why? Because they're afraid Jason is going to spill the beans first, or they're aware Jason is going to discredit them before they have a chance to do this whole charade with Sonsol and Stardust, to a point where they talk about getting Sonsol to make sure if Jason comes on Sonsol's stream that he will not let Jason talk about this other thing that they're doing. They make it very clear that this is about using Jason to springboard to higher things. Jason isn't a big deal. This entire attack on Jason was to keep him from messing up what they were doing. And sadly, they decided they were going to harass anybody that could possibly stand in their way. Sarah Wants a Cookie is one. Myself is one. It turns out they had recorded somehow an 8-hour recording of what was going on in this War Room Discord was leaked. In this 8-hour call, there is a lot of issues. A lot of things to be concerned about in this community. And once people in that call knew that it had been recorded and it started getting out, they got extremely nervous. And they did everything they could to harass anybody that could hurt them. They harassed Rotted Ranch. They harassed myself. They went after Jason. Well, they got me banned and some other things. They doxed Jason. They talked about doing a 5150 to Jason. They mass reported Jason. They laughed about getting his daughter taken away. Very, very gross. Jenny Burns was harassed, but not only harassed, there was threats made. And she was required to leave her house with her children to basically not be able to be in her home. At the same time, all of these people are harassing us. And the person that recorded it, Little Donnie Fun, same thing happened with them too. They went after all of us with a vengeance in hopes that we wouldn't mess up their story. Let me show you a little bit about what I'm talking about. The sad thing is, this was all exposed in a call to James. All of this was summed up in a call to James. And let me show you what I mean.
Full rundown of this. I, about 3 days ago, was contacted by someone who put me into contact with Sarah, who put me in contact with Rotted Ranch, as well as Jenny, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched the video. They put out a shitload of notes about this. I sent you a PDF document over on your Discord, which sums up their summations of the full-length video. So when you get that full-length video, you can go through the timestamps that I've put out. I had some corrections that I want to make about some of the things that were being said, and I also want to go ahead and attribute very specifically why I think this is happening and why, like, I just want, like, I don't dislike Endless. I don't dislike any of these people. I think Tegma is being a little bit of a rat, but, like, that's for a completely separate time frame reason. But I don't dislike anyone here. I just think you all got played by Claw on Twitch, and I am fucking sick of this shit. It's been 2 years. If you watch this long video, right, that gets put out there, there's nothing wrong with recording private chats. If you aren't recording your private chats, you are an idiot on the internet. So somebody's doing it. Get used to it. So I go ahead and characterize this. Overlord Cly, from the first 2 points that I put here at 4 minutes and 23 minutes, is going ahead and speaking a lot about Claw. Now, 2 years ago, Claw was banned for revenge porn because he showed naked pictures that were blurred out of May 7th as a screen grab from Clint1717's stream. So Claw got banned. During the same period of time, he was accusing Hassan Piper, Austin Show, as well as his entire production company, including John Zerka, and many others, of sexual abuse of many different people that are out there, whether they be streamers, mods, or, you know, just randos and everything like that. So Claw has been trying to go ahead and get this to come forward for years upon years. Now, when we go ahead and look at what happened recently with Claw, with that audio that got released where you can hear him, what sounds like him going ahead and physically assaulting his girlfriend in a domestic violence situation, right? I think a lot of us are clear about that. That's what happened. We can go ahead and say that this got blown up after he starts to go ahead and try to flagellate out to say, hey, I want to take any drama that I can, so that way I can get this story out that I have been listening to for 2 years. And this is the story of the person whose name is now redacted because she doesn't want to be involved with it. I have been in touch with her. She's a lovely person. I'm trying to actually give her non-schizophrenic support, so that way we can actually get like data and information and do something with it. Just because, making sure people get told the story the best way rather than just vague posting and everything like that. So when Cly is referring to any of this stuff about trying to go ahead in this video, she refers to using Sansal's platform to get in touch with Chud Logic, as well as Destiny to get in touch with Chud Logic, then to go ahead, or she's using Sansal and Stardust to get in touch with Chud Logic, to get in touch with Destiny. So that way they can spread this story, which is what Claw has been trying to do for years upon years. So that is where all of this kind of comes through, because this is a story that I heard, months upon months ago, and I'm trying to get Claw to give me information, but he's always cagey about it, right? And when I say months upon months, like 2 years ago, right? And along with that, because of the way that this is coming out, I'm realizing that when I listen to this audio, that there are very specific moments, that there are repetitions of falsehoods about Claw. And again, Overlord Clyde outright saying, I want to prove that Claw is innocent at some point during all this of doing anything wrong, right? And yeah, that's about it. So I sent you over a PDF. Claw got banned for revenge porn, even though it was blurred out, which was literally revenge porn. They tried to go ahead and attribute motive for doing this to Jason, and listen, Paradigm did that. I don't blame them. Again, like, it's fine. Jason did some shitty shit, but he should have just got off there. In the second hour of the video, you have Tegma, Vigilante, and several others talking about mass reporting Jason's society to get him removed from the thing. You obviously heard about the doxing, I think, from the caller one before Sarah. They were talking about the swine thing. You heard about that. And as well as them going ahead and convincing Sansal to not have Jason on that day that Tegma went on Sansal's stream to talk about everything, right? That same day, Sansal was watching all this. Tegma went on there after they went ahead and convinced them not to have Jason on there, so that way they could go ahead and keep Jason from spreading what his part of the story was. So that is what I went ahead and put out here. I kind of like looking at it kind of like gang stalking. It feels a little bit like gang stalking to me. But I also think that this is also what happens when people come into contact with Claw who don't know who Claw is, because I've seen this happen to like 5 or 6 people. I will say this about Claw, that I know that even him going on Prime Ks or doing anything within this politics space or literally anywhere is simply because his only motive is to go ahead and get this picked up by someone bigger, so that way they can actually go after Hassan and Austin. I've seen him do this literally anywhere. This is what he does. I think that I think it's actually like a good motive. I think his fervor is what allows for victims not to be taken care of, and why nothing's ever come up of this in the last 2 years. But yeah, he does this with literally everyone. Like, every interaction he has is literally about this one thing, because I mean, my personal opinion is because he got kicked off the Raj mod team for.
Okay, so then that would lead me to believe then that he heard about this burgeoning drama and that he would have contacted Cly. I think that would be the reasonable assumption.
No. That is not the reasonable assumption, and this is where this whole charade falls apart. So Rez just went through the whole thing, and James makes the assumption that Claw heard about drama between Jason and Cly and figured that Claw would take advantage of that. The problem is Jason and Cly were already going after this story before the drama. So that's 100% wrong. So did Cly come here to do all this? Well, let's keep looking and maybe we'll find something.
The reason why we were trying to talk Sansal into not platforming Jason is because he was already lying. He lied to me privately. He was making very strong implications.
This is a lie, and I'll prove it. Endless didn't want to stop him from getting on Sansal because of Clyde. They wanted to stop him getting on Sansol because of this other project they care about.
Publicly about people's addictions and such. And when we tried to, the bit about mass reporting, because this is the cute part, because this is also what's cute about Rotted Ranch's VODs, because they mysteriously went missing. The cute thing about Jason's VODs mysteriously going missing is that he breaks TOS damn near every night. I'm not going to get into his issues, but
so they didn't do any mass reporting, but
alcohol shit is TOS, right? And the thing that we were going to report, just like with F-bombs, it's not a mass report if we report you for breaking TOS, friend.
So you tried to get Jason banned and you got me banned. So you did do mass reporting. So you did do that.
He was spreading medical disinformation. I can't show that to you here because
he was spreading medical disinformation. The lefties, the Highlander lefties decided he was spreading medical misinformation, which just happens to be after he turned on them in this investigation. Fascinating, right?
Get your channel clapped and my channel clapped probably, but he was spreading right-wing medical disinformation because he was talking about how he's leaving his program, he's dropping his meds, because he actually doesn't need any of that shit. He's actually good. And as far as the gang stalking goes, it doesn't really mean anything because it's from us, but like I could very easily and readily share my personal interactions with people where we agreed multiple times, look, we've been going back and forth with these people making shit up and being Jason Crusaders for a while. They don't have anything. They don't know what they're talking about. Let's just drop it. Let those people spin their wheels and never talk about this shit again. That's why you see stuff like Sarah Wants a Cookie having to @Arun to goad him into responding.
We're not harassing people, but Sarah Wants a Cookie, he called out like 67 times during this video. He just constantly, which was weird that nobody stopped him from constantly talking shit on people.
Tegma's motive is this was supposed to be about Jason and Cly. Everybody else is fucking goofy. And Tegma was the one, ironically, Tegma was the one who led that conversation with, let's just drop this. Let's never talk about this again. Jason made this private or public, excuse me.
Okay, so hold on, wait a second.
Private.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, wait. Jay Marianne just said Cly wanted to come out with accusations against Jason. Basically,
I'll read it for you.
Come out
because he didn't read it. Jay Marianne says Cly wanted to come out with accusations against Jason. She created a Discord sometime around then. She and Tegma were working together to gather the material, screenshots, etc., provided by Cly of Jason's DMs for Tegma to do an expose Twitch stream. Tegma planned to post a YouTube video that he would cut from the VOD separately. Cly invited people to her Discord to explain. She was in the VC for like 3 days. That's the call. So Mari is trying to say that this whole VC was just because of Jason.
So basically every person involved in this decided to air their dirty laundry in public. No. Is that a fair statement for me to make? Because Jay Marianne literally just said, and I quote, Cly wanted to come out with accusations against Jason. And Jay Marianne just confirmed and said yes. And then she just said again, yes, endless. So to confirm once again, is it fair to say that both of these people decided to be messy in public?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like that's kind of... What's not messy about bringing in Sansol, Queen Alexa, and eventually Destiny? That happened after Jason went public with this. Did you not watch Tegma's video?
That was because Jason went public. You heard that? They brought these people in because Jason went public.
I feel like you guys didn't watch Tegma's video.
No. I think people are trying to ascertain. I think people are starting.
It's also fascinating, isn't it?
To see now that we're talking about everybody at the same time, that people are starting to see this as a as like a continuing escalation, which is how we got to the point where people so far out in the fringe now have fucking cars parked outside their house, even though they weren't even within the blast radius of when this went off 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And I think that's what everybody is coming to the dawning realization that this has just been a constant like increase to the point where people literally had a full-blown mapped out plan to get their VOD reviewed by Destiny.
Yeah, he admitted it. Yep, that was the goal. Yep.
Okay, I'm putting that out there. Okay, again, that's so everybody is messy, everybody is shitty. People have different reasons, and we can all have our views on the motivations. Like I totally understand. Clyde being like, I'm trying to run interference so something shitty doesn't happen to me should always be the priority.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. And when you watch the call, I was gonna say when you watch the call, you'll also see me telling her pretty emphatically, I don't think this shit is a good fucking idea because it's messy. But you know,
exactly messy. Like this has been messy for a long time, but oh my god, like I would never bring Destiny into anything, but that's me. Again, I'm not somebody with my back to a wall feeling freaked out.
Also, the people that were brought in were people that Clyde thought she could trust. We weren't just dragging in randoms.
No randos.
Right? Sansol and so forth didn't even get involved in the call. They weren't dragged in until way later, because we all had to be brought on board. Part of the call was Globus freaking the fuck out about any of these people's involvement.
So I guess, okay, yes. He got an invite and he was a rando.
Who said that?
Rotted Ranch, who got four invites.
I explained to you why. Yeah. We invited Rotted Ranch because, as I have showed you in the screenshots, before this call was even public, obviously, because this was during the call, Sarah was doing
right here. It's Overlord Claw says J. Marianne was legit trying to help figure out a completely separate issue. So Mari said she was only there because of this Jason thing. Now Overlord Cly in chat says Mari was legit trying to help figure out a completely separate issue. That's saying it wasn't about Jason.
Let's be a crusader for Jason shit. Let's defame Cly. These people are just dogpiling Jason.
Like he said, we didn't just shit on Jason, so we had to be attacked as well.
Let's protect Jason.
Even though this wasn't about Jason. That's the thing to keep in mind. They only turned on Jason because they were trying to protect their Hardy Boys thing. And they turned on Jason, and then they went after anybody that wouldn't just accept their story.
They were doing that shit, right? And we noticed she mods for both you and Rotted Ranch, and we wanted to make sure that both of you were not going to put it this way. There were a lot of people that I approached privately, and publicly as well. You can see how I talked to Sansol and Stardust about how they handled the situation, not as drama content, but similarly to the way that you are handling right now. It's just that
J. Mari says, Overlord Clyde. No, I know. In general, though, because Mari's trying to signal to Clyde, hey, please don't say that again. This is about Jason.
Your credentials are what they are. Sansol is a moron, and Stardust is like 2 steps above, right? But
I didn't say that.
You didn't. I said it, and I'll stand on it. But
I mean, I didn't stop you. I'm just saying I didn't say it.
Hana Thing says Sarah was trying to defend someone who needed help, not a public castration. She was not defending his actions. And that's the thing. Every one of us was saying what Jason did was bad. And we didn't even know it wasn't as bad as she made it out. But all of us publicly said what Jason did was bad, but what's going on isn't just about Jason. And they just tried to defame us all and discredit us and gaslight us, dox us, get us banned, all of it. Now Cly says, Mari, I was clarifying to chat that that was majority of your contribution was helping on a different project. Clyde's saying this, Mari, you were there not about Jason. You were there for this other thing.
Been as big as it was, right? But it was by no means public and open. And we were by no means just inviting anyone, right? The allegations that we're gang stalking or mass reporting or doing any of that shit, it's cool. I'm glad it's cleared up that the version of the call is pristine now, because
I'll prove all that to be a lie.
Anybody that watches it will understand that the timestamps that go along with that video are bullshit. Total bullshit. And a lot of the timestamps you'll see are literally just notating us talking shit about other streamers, as if, like I said, it was someone who heard us talking shit about other streamers for like 60 seconds, decided to hit record.
Little Donnie Fun was in the call and recorded it. That's who recorded it. And then they got it to some other people with all this craziness that was in there.
And you'll see the word SWAT does not appear but one time. And interestingly enough,
he's trying to say a 5150 isn't swatting.
It appears when Cly is expressing her worry that she will eventually be swatted.
Her worry wasn't about Jason. Her worry, which you'll see later, was about all the situation she was bringing to the table, which I think it's fairly clear she brought with her to the community. I'm pretty sure this person invaded the community for the purpose of doing this.
Due to the harassment campaign that is being levied against her because of the likes of people like Sarah wants.
I can't prove it, but I can show you some reasons why.
A cookie doing this Jason Crusader shit behind the scenes, right?
We had to go after Sarah Wants a Cookie because she was not shitting on Jason. That's what he's saying right now.
Well, was it behind the scenes? Because you all said she was tweeting about it.
Oh, well, yeah, both public and private. Because you saw the other shit that I sent you that I can't really bring up here, but.
Well, they got Donnie. You got Donnie in chat now, who, by the way,
5150 is a common swatting tactic, people are saying.
Messaged me and wanted to come in, but I didn't want to bring.
If you weren't looking for any of this, then why did you?
I'm trying to avoid arguments. You know that. I'm just saying.
Right. So here's the other thing, right? Is because people talk about how they got dragged into it and they didn't want to get involved. Why? Why then? Why? There is people on that call like Tofu Ghost didn't say a fucking word about it. You know what I mean? Except
just gonna drive that bus right over Tofu, are you?
For in these two instances, because they see us catching shit for this shit, right? Levelhead knows it exists, didn't say or do shit about it, right?
So Levelhead knew all this was going on, didn't do anything about it.
I haven't said shit in 3 weeks. I haven't said shit.
You know about it. Didn't.
James says he knew all about it. James said he knew all about it and hasn't done anything about it.
Say fuck all, right? So you were not dragged into any of this shit, especially because I haven't talked about it publicly until I started going back and forth.
Jenny getting a funeral blanket and rope sent to her house and having to leave her house. Yeah, I'd say some people like fucking had consequences. Yeah. I don't know why nobody cares about it. I don't know why you guys all turned your back on Jenny. I think that's actually pretty disgusting.
But yes, Jason's society did bad behavior to Overlord Cly. Cly did sus behavior in response. Shitstorers got involved, and good faith people got duped into spreading the shitstorm. James's mob was tangentially involved. In TLDR, James received threatening emails and has police at his house.
That was from Mari.
The only modifier I would put on that is that Sarah is not tangentially involved. She was originally. And the reason why she was involved is because she was running defense for Jason. Also, I forgot, Talorx was in the call too, but nobody mentioned him.
Talorx was in the call too, he says.
And Talorx also doesn't talk about the call.
Yeah, okay.
I'm only saying that because Clyde just threw it in there, but yeah.
No, that's fair. I saw Taylor in stream say a couple things. It was like, how'd I get dragged into this? Yeah, got it.
Let's keep this in mind. All the people on our air quotes side are all like politics and mutual aid and like anarchist lefty streamers. All the people on their air quotes side are drama frogs.
I mean, you know, listen, my stream, all we do is fucking.
Cly says, Endless Cemetery. No, he wasn't on the call. He stayed out of it too, but knew about it.
Is we do mutual aid. You know,
likewise, I've done
saying,
Food Not Bombs fundraisers. I've done fucking. I don't want
to do that though.
Ollie says the attacks from Clyde defenders drew people in future because the attacks were far too aggressive.
I'm ready to get fucking evicted, still playing fundraisers. You know what I mean? My fucking house burned down. Like, mad shit's happened to me. Acknowledge that Sarah was not defending Jason's behavior, but wanting someone in distress to get help. No, she was defending him because none of this shit was public before she made it public. So I don't know why that was necessary.
I'll play some clips. I'll play some clips from that call where all they did was say some names. I'll play some clips.
I'm sure you know, James, as a journalist, stuff that's sensitive with private information, you want to make sure that's properly handled.
So they were so sloppy talking to all these people and it got recorded. And it's everybody else's fault that what they got recorded went out. It's not their fault for what they did. It's everybody else's fault for showing what they did. This is what you get with the Highlander left.
Which I should also say that, you know, there are people in that call who were recorded who are not in this country, and there are people who were in that call who were not.
Yes, that is one of the threats that they made to a bunch of us. Yes.
And we're in two-party states, which means that the person who recorded that call broke the law. I'm not a snitch, so I don't call the law, but
I'm not a snitch, but we did report Jason and F-bombs to the fucking Twitch. But I'm not a snitch. Just, you can hear how disingenuous he is, how much of a liar he is. If you listen to the 3 hours he's on this 6-hour VOD, like it's just atrocious how many lies and how many times he tells a different story on the same phone call.
That should also be understood.
I would never call the line straight up if somebody, I don't care if you haven't heard from me in a month, you 5150 and send a wellness check over to my house. You
don't call wellness checks on people you don't know.
Yeah, birthdays are not guaranteed.
Right. And see, and let's get into that too, because that was an allegation made of us trying to 5150 Jason.
Oh, this is beautiful. Listen to this one.
The information about his mental health and the facility that he was in and the idea of a wellness check being floated came from one of his best friends of 33 years.
Mari says, that's what I'm saying. They are in no way the same level of involvement. A wellness check is a knock on the door. A 5150 is an involuntary hold at the hospital. Swatting is the SWAT team. So not admitting guilt at all.
That you can hear in that call, he threw under the bus and acted like didn't really know him that well to try to save face and do this whole, you know, I'm getting Crusaders for me thing because she knew information about him that was damning. So he had to disavow her. She's heartbroken about it. You can hear her in the call.
She's heartbroken about it. You can hear it.
Oh, she was fucked up. She says frequently, I couldn't conceive of Jason being like this. I didn't know Jason could do this. He didn't seem like this type of person to me.
Yeah.
But that said, the reason why she brought up a wellness check was because she's also disabled. And to my knowledge, I don't think she lives in the same state as him. So it's like, you know, she's not on lefty time like we are.
She ain't hip and woke like I am.
You know what I mean? That was a legitimate concern for her. Like, do I need to call for a wellness check? And you'll notice when you watch the call, not a single one of us co-signed that shit. Check, and you'll notice when you watch the call, not a single one of us co-signed that shit. Check, and you'll notice when you watch the call, not a single one of us co-signed that shit.
Nobody agreed with a 5150 if you watch the call.
Not a single one of us.
I mean, it's fair. So what I'm hearing is that there were a lot of voices involved over the course of 3 weeks, or actually more, of discussions over multiple Discord channels dedicated solely to this because it was way fucked up and shit was coming fast and furious.
Right. I should also reiterate
all of
that
this kind of just blew up.
Yeah. The reason why she brought up the wellness check is because he has a 13-year-old daughter and was concerned that he might harm his daughter.
They brought up the wellness check for concern he might hurt his daughter. You hear that? I'm sorry for what you're going to have to hear later, but this lie right here is disgusting. The things they said are unforgivable, and they have not apologized or admit they did anything wrong. But wait till you hear what they said.
Wait, hold on. Was that the one of the vaunted, but it's okay if Jason gets taken away because his daughter's 13, she can just make a sandwich? Is that where that one? Because I gotta tell you, that one kind of stood out. That was a rough one, man.
Do you want the full context for that? Okay.
Sure. Because that was a rough one.
Yeah. When
Mari says, whoa, no, just concerned about erratic behavior.
you watch the video, you'll see, but Jason constantly weaponizes his daughter for why he can't do things. He can't get a job. He can't.
And what he means by that is they laugh about getting his income taken away and getting taken away as a streamer because fuck his income. He should go do other shit.
Can't do this or that because he has to watch his daughter. And the reason why we joked like that is because we were all on that and believed him. And that specific moment was when we found out his daughter was actually 13 and not like 5 or 6 or something.
And I'm sure you acted with complete respect, as I know you didn't. We'll see in a minute.
So you were memeing on the fact that she'd be old enough to take care of herself if Jason got taken away from the law enforcement that you were sending to his house.
Yes, exactly. She would be fine, even if the most evil shit we were talking about doing.
Do you know what happens to somebody who's under 18 after your parent gets taken out by cops? Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens?
Yeah.
You do. You know DCFS. You know that you're you know you're placed into a foster home, right?
Wait, before you do that,
you know
the child's mother, I do know that, yes. She could have just stayed with her mother. She would have just went to her mother's house.
Yeah, except Jason says that's a lie. Isn't that crazy?
Her mother is still in her life. That's another part of the piece of the puzzle that's missing.
And Mari says, no endless, stop it. Sorry, no endless, stop. It was said because he claimed he couldn't do gig work due to his daughter. Jesus.
Right. That's why we did the sandwich thing, and I said that you can literally hear me say, shit, she could damn near do Uber Eats herself. Is because he was talking about how he can't do gig work because he has to watch his daughter.
So they gave up the whole plan on that call. You could see James's frustration on his face the whole time he was listening to that. How frustrated he was. Now, just to sum up, we've got gang stalking, we have mass reporting, 5150, doxing, harassing, all of these things, all admitted to in what you just heard. But you don't have to read through the lines. I'm going to give you specifically some examples. And then after I do that, we're going to back out and I'll show you this story and how it came to be here.
Yeah, it's about exposing. It's the war that I've hinted at, that you and Endless have been waiting patiently for info on. And you guys also have to think, this isn't about politics. You guys don't exist to the regular Twitch. The same way that you guys expose bad actors in politics.
These are clips from the 8-hour recorded phone call that Donnie recorded the evening of September 26th into the morning of September 27th. These are some examples debunking all the lies that Endless said.
we're bringing out the bad actors of Twitch.
Happen.
I know. That's why. That's why a lot of lefties and why I'm having to create another Discord is because, it's going Chud, Destiny, Stardust, and then Sonsol because it's an insurance that if Jason does come on his stream, he will shut him down or mute him in order for shit to not come out.
Another 2 weeks. This was
I'm
brought to my
gonna
attention
record
2
it.
weeks ago.
This all could have been avoided if he kept his fucking mouth shut.
Right, yeah. Can we have, and I think this is going to be a funny moment, can we do the math for a second? Ruin his supplemental income. So Jason pulls in roughly what? Maybe roughly double the
500.
numbers.
I know.
Let's say roughly double. Let's say roughly double the numbers that you do, Clive. Right? Not throwing shade on you. Roughly, maybe double the numbers you do.
That extra is 500.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So, like, seriously.
He told me.
Yeah, he's not making a bag off of this shit.
And he would have more money.
That's why I thought it was fucking insulting when he was going on about that in his stream this morning.
Guess it's okay to take $500 out of somebody's pocket every month. Now remember, I'm going to show you none of this had anything to do with Jason. They were with Jason until they were afraid Jason was going to out them. Then this whole campaign, everything you're hearing about Jason, Donnie, Sarah, Rotted, me, Jenny, everything you hear about us is all to protect their little operation. It had nothing to do with Jason, and they smeared this whole community all for their operation.
And I was
about
like,
his
you
job.
don't need this. You don't need this, Jason. Like you have a day job and you can get a day job.
And then they're harmed, which is why I'm not doing it, is because I am not putting my family at risk of being swatted or doxxed. I'm like, no, I don't need my family's house doxxed. I don't need my family's house swatted. I need this to not be buried and this to come out. And so nobody knows.
That's not Jason. That's all the other stuff.
Twitch poll exists that y'all are like out here, but y'all are savage enough and ruthless enough that this will.
This is what was pasted in the Discord for everybody to see. Jason's information.
Is you literally can't function. You're pretending to function, and
Well,
which
at
I think
this
is
point-
why he continues to go live, is to prove, look, I'm fine.
Well, at this point, like whoever was talking about calling a local place and like doing a 5150, I'm in full support of. Like like because he can't help himself. Like when people get like this, like I said, I just had to commit my.
Remember, only nobody signed on for the 5150.
His daughter has her grandma.
So she'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
So on there, Cly says grandma. On the call, Endless says mom. Sounds like a lie. Sounds like they didn't care if Jason's child had to be put into foster care, they didn't care, because then they'd be able to do their operation.
And he has a brother. He has a brother and a mother who both.
How does anybody get a hold of them?
Well, he's already told both of them that we're dating.
Well, like again, how does
That's
anybody
so
get a hold of them?
creepy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's deleting off Facebook.
Most of what I understood was
Yeah, he
was
blocked
just
me
like
on Facebook.
is that
But I
he was
know
just
all
being
the
like,
info.
They attack him because he's in a manic
Should I try to
spiral.
convince him?
He's not thinking right. What
Hold on.
was told him isn't registering him, and he's thinking
Hold
the
on.
only thing good here is that he's terrified that he's going to get taken down in a massive way, which is a good thing for you.
Wait.
Yeah, which he should be scared.
I don't know, guys. Maybe it's worth just since we don't it could be like one to the company or whatever, even if it's likely that that's what it is. I think Rance is right that he has a daughter, and this seems like really delusional behavior. So
It's
a
starting to
wellness check
spiral
might not
even
be
more.
uncalled.
That's Jay Mari endorsing a 5150 call. Boy, for nobody endorsing this, it's sure like a lot of people endorsed it.
Like one to the company or whatever, even if it's likely that that's what it is. I think Rance is right that he has a daughter, and this seems like really delusional behavior. So
It's
a
starting to
wellness check might
spiral
not
even
be
more.
uncalled for. A wellness check might not be uncalled for because we don't necessarily know, I guess. And also you don't know what he's acting like in his personal life if he's doing this online.
And they'll check his online behavior, and that's Unfortunately for him, they'll probably give him a 5150. Like, that's like 72-hour hold.
New ones, because in all the new ones, he's just throwing down beer.
Is this one the child protection?
So they were okay with taking away his income if necessary. They did talk directly about swatting him and doing a 5150 call, and they all endorsed it. Nobody said no. Not a single person said no.
To services just see loads of Jason streams of just throwing back Coronas.
Maybe he. Okay, hold on. It could
How
be.
old is his
now
kid?
that we're
Like
getting like a
14?
more clear
Yeah,
picture
she's
of his
13.
like.
Yeah,
And this is where they were respectfully talking about her being 13. You know, this is how only the truly best people talk about somebody's kid.
Well, pause it. Wait.
That's the paradigm shift.
Pause. Let's discuss.
Say that.
Wait, hold on.
She is a whole conscious person.
Hold on.
Oh, Jay Marianne, that is a whole conscious person.
Wait,
exactly.
But it could
I'm
be
gonna just mute the
if
stream.
he
I'ma
has
just-
that kind of
Yo,
mental
so what
state,
you're
then
telling
does
me
think that, like,
but yeah,
people are turning
you're
against him,
telling
then he
me
does like
that
genuinely think people
this
are coming to take
entire
his kid from him.
time,
I know that the
I
reason
have been
that he,
predicated on the thought that this
I don't
person
know,
was
like, what
like
his- what her,
willingly speaking
interaction
about having to
between
take
him
care
and
of a
his
child
kid and all that
who
was.
like couldn't
But, like,
fend for
me,
themselves.
Fire, you know what
But yeah, back to what everybody's freaking
Yeah.
out about. Yes, she is 13, and he has used his daughter against me multiple times. But
Yeah.
if you'll
His
also
daughter's
notice,
13?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what you walked in on.
So-
Everybody freaking out. Yep, she is 13, and that
Back-
panic attack
I was
was the
gonna say-
first panic attack that has ever happened on stream. And she is a very sound-minded person.
Oh
Because-
yeah, the panic attack.
She has nowhere else to go. His bedroom is the living room. She's hearing everything that he says. She's hearing every manic voicemail that he's screaming at me in.
Yeah, it's not like he's got soundproofing. Like, yeah, fuck, she can hear everything. God damn.
Yeah, and then during his stream this morning, he was like, "Yeah, and her birth mom was like not that cool to me. She was kind of like abusive, which strikes me as like a like abuse in response to abuse, most
Yeah, believe all victims, right, Mari?
likely."
Yeah, no, that's why I said rewind it, because when I said how old she was, everybody went, yeah.
Okay.
She's
Let's
her
go ahead and
own
continue it.
fucking person. She takes care of herself more than he does.
But it could be the case that like
I want to point out too that he said this morning he couldn't do Uber Eats or like gig work because he has a daughter. She's 13 years old. She does not.
I can
need
make a
babysitter.
sandwich.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does not need a babysitter.
She's the one who
Yeah.
cooks dinner.
Yeah, she doesn't
She's
need her
Not
diapers
all of the
changed.
bar.
She's literally the one who cooks dinner.
Paradigm. I'm so glad you're here, bro.
She cooks dinner. She cleans the house. She basically is raising her dad.
She could damn near work Uber Eats.
So right now, all we are focused on right now is getting ahead of his smear campaign that he is
Getting ahead of it. The only thing we're focused on right now is getting ahead of his smear campaign.
started on me,
That's against TOS. Am I right?
Yeah.
mixed with alcohol.
Yeah. We didn't do any mass reporting.
There's 50
No.
different offenses if those VODs were ever public. There's like
Right.
there's
Yeah.
like so many of them. Clyde was showing me when. That's why I asked if she had editorial power still, because at
Oh,
this
but
point we're going
I have
for
all the VODs.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
TOS
fuck
is
it,
a
report him
That's the
to Twitch and
thing,
get him deplatformed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I
TOS
can
is
report
a
him without
fickle
having the
bitch.
VODs because you guys need to know that even if you delete a VOD, Twitch still has it.
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
how people get
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
Well, I mean,
yeah,
this VOD
everyone
right here,
shit is saved to a separate server. But
this VOD,
he was also using my people to record his
Like I said, she took over Jason's stream.
streams, braid service only VODs, which I highly suggest all of you streamers use the drinking on. I have access to because he was using my people to record his streams.
we minor mass reported this specific stream that I'm about
We minor mass reported.
to show you because of the misinformation. I know I
Yeah.
reported it. I'm pretty sure that Tegma reported it. I'm also pretty sure that didn't you report it too, Mumbles?
Absolutely.
Oh, is this the one from
Um,
earlier?
Yeah, it's
This is the one from earlier. Because like we saw the misinformation. Though at least I'm pretty sure everybody in the Twitter chat, except for probably fucking Normie, reported it for misinformation because like we instantly saw the misinformation. We're like, nope, fuck this shit.
Oh wait, you want me to report it for misinformation too? I'll go do it.
Now they're gonna walk Arun through how to report Jason. They're gonna do it all together. Like teamwork.
Seriously,
fuck, I-
Teamwork makes the dream work, guys.
Need I need
Literally,
Aston.
please go report him for
added
misinformation.
too,
This is unbelievable.
Yeah,
because
well,
he
yeah,
helped
wait,
me
wait,
so
wait.
fucking
Aston.
much. in That, and that's what I'm saying. I think I'm doing the Lord's work because hopefully the good that comes after this is that the left doesn't fight. And does
Pretty
he have
sure
you as a
that's
mod?
private.
Doesn't he have you as a mod, Arun?
What? Why would you have me as a
Because
mod?
he had Tegma as a mod still, even after, but like
I was-
reporting from
no, I
mod
was
view
never one of his mods.
gets things done quicker. So we report people from mod view that have been needed in 26, like within 20 minutes.
Oh no, I was never had mod control on his channel.
And then it'd be like for something on stream, and then you'd explain.
Report him for
Or
harassment.
actually, no, do
Report him for harassment while you're at it too.
Off
Okay.
Twitch behavior.
Yeah, off Twitch behavior.
Which honestly, I think what I'm kind of doing, I kind of feel like I'm doing the Lord's work with Twitch.
Okay, so I said this was about something that was mentioned a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but this stream is from September 18th. Okay. This breakup with Jason began September 24th. Is the stream that this saw, they decided they had to go after him. Now, what you'll see is that's only like a week after this stream, and somehow Overlord Cly was able to recruit an entire organization of people, supposedly, in just 1 week. And then those people were so on board that they were willing to attack all of us. They were willing to get Jason's kid taken away. They were willing to do a swatting call on Jason, mass report him, harass, do gang stalking, all to fix this.
Back before he was Austin. This is how Slicker got into Twitch, really, because he was King of Helldays. I met you at RuneFest, you know, and different places. You come to my parties. Hassan, you've come to my parties before, you know, TwitchCon and shit like this, but people don't remember me because I'm like just a person in the background. But man, like, you were my friend, bro. And before I was going for my transplant, knowing you're not going to pay back, you're asking for my money that I put together to save my life, and you had no intention, even though I've already given you money. You never paid that back, and then you asked for another 10K. Before I'm meant to be going to America to pay for this stuff, man. I just want to know. I know addiction is difficult, but were you actually my friend? Ever?
Can I ask you a question, Luke?
Go.
What do you have a job?
Not anymore. I had to retire because I got so ill. I put most of my money into crypto back in 2017. I used to work in the games industry. I used to make sound effects for video games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Cuphead. I worked on all of these games, but when my illness got worse, my hearing got worse, I can't make audio.
Okay, so Slicker owes you 7K. I would say, in my personal opinion, you are one of the top people that needs to get the money back. Let me just finish.
Just Slicker, though.
I
want to say, Slicker is one person who's been caught.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
This has happened to me before. Slicker had me put in a fucking police report for domestic abuse against another partner streamer who took 35K over 2 years for romance fraud. There is a police report open against him in the UK, but he's in the US. You know, this is your community that you have. This is your community. This is happening. It's not just Slicker. It's everybody.
Wait, what? You opened? Wait, can you? What are you talking about? Someone? There was another streamer that stole $35,000. You said?
Oh, yeah, over 2 years. He was my partner, he was my boyfriend. And when I said I can't run your lifestyle anymore, he broke up with me.
Wait, is it for gambling? Is that why he took the money?
I'm sorry, I know this is unrelated, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Slick right now. And it's not just him. It's just that this is what Twitch breeds. This is what this platform breeds. People can get used so easily.
Did
And
your
you don't
boyfriend
realize.
did he take the money for gambling?
He took the money to party with you guys, to enhance his stream, for a car, for equipment, for computer, uh, so he can jet off and go hang out with Austin and call Lord Kirk, and you guys. No, I haven't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they want to. I didn't even mean to start up on this, but
No,
there's
that's
a lot
okay.
of heat on you. But it's not just you, man. You got caught doing it on a mass scale, but people are having this experience every day. Thousands of dollars are being taken by viewers and people they think are friends or partners or boyfriends, but it's just a scam. It's not just you.
So okay, before we start any of this, I just want to say I'm sorry. I here's what we're gonna do. So just Luplay, I think you were one of the first people that should be paid. I don't know what's going on with your story with your ex and all that stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even mean
No,
to
no,
bring
it's
that
okay.
up.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
No.
There's a lot of emotions going on today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna message XQC you, and he's actually messaging me, telling me to get your. Do you have like a Bitcoin address or something? Because you should be paid first. Like you're like.
Yeah, I do.
Can you put it in here so we can get you paid first?
Yeah.
Because
Do you mind if I just go for a smoke first? I got myself all worked up, and that's not good for my health.
well, I don't think smoking is good for your health either.
It's medical cannabis.
Oh, okay, you're good.
So I don't have a seizure.
Oh, no, okay. No, I'm an asshole. No, they just if you can come back and if you could just give me your Bitcoin address so I can give it to XC. He's messaging me right now, saying that.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Wait.
Thank you,
bro.
What was the reason why you wanted to bring Lupelli on the?
No, I mean, no, sorry, she messaged me, so of course, she has a right to say her things, I mean, of course, I don't want to.
I'm sorry, I only wanted to know if he was even my friend to begin with, or if he was just part of this.
Lepelli, I'm evil. I'm
to give you money, it seems, and you.
So, that's the base story. That's the story. That there's all these allegations out there. All this stuff is going on. Now, I don't know the actual date of this. I just realized that the date this was posted was the September 18th. I don't know the date of this actual stream. But supposedly, that's when Cly started to take interest in this whole thing, was supposedly when she heard this stream. However, I'm not 100% sure that's the case. I'm just not positive. And there's some information we're going to go over. There's 24 minutes of this 8-hour call that I'm going to play. This 25 minutes. I want to run because I don't want anybody to misunderstand how much this was not about Jason and how far these people were willing to hurt people. From 5150s doxing, Jenny had to leave her house and had threats made against her and had a funeral blanket and rope. I was banned. Sarah and Donnie were harassed endlessly. Same with Rotted. This whole thing was malicious. Why? You guys are going to have to decide for yourselves.
And she knows exactly what he's done, who he is, and that's the reason why we're using these people, is the people who got hurt that were the ones that were trying to do good, but these people are not scared. And also The screenshot that I just sent was Jason talking to Sansol and talking about coming on.
I don't know who Lupelli is. So let me just get it. Is Lupelli the victim in the situation we're talking about?
So the girl that was
Because
scammed
I
out of
don't.
$7,000 for her organ transplant.
The cancer money, the cancer.
Yeah,
That's
the
Lupelli.
cancer
Okay,
patient.
she was the one that was on
Yes.
stream with
Ish,
Mischief.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she
well-
even tried like hinting at
Okay, I was-
exposing people.
I'm just trying to like sort out who the people are. What I
Yeah.
was going to say
Yeah.
is I'm not 100% comfortable trusting someone who's close with Destiny on like allegations about bringing down Hassan and people that Destiny is like public enemies with. Like I don't know that I would trust them completely.
Basically, how do we know that especially the more right-wing adjacent content creators aren't just going to use this to smear the left as a general thing?
I feel like that kind of implies that we shouldn't bring stuff to light just because it would make the left look bad.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Fucking clowns.
No.
This needs to happen either way. Period.com. If this is as serious as Cly is saying, and I trust her,
Wait,
that's
is something happened?
Just check general. Aaron is like Jason's in his chat.
And that's the thing is, also, Globes can say what he wants about using enemies, but Jason's going on Sansol to talk about me. I'm using Sansol and Destiny and these evils to shield the victims and to be the cannon fodder that bring it forward, where Jason's about to use these people against me.
And the advantage of the advantage of having Sansol on our side already is we can make sure that Sansol can stop Jason from exposing this on
Before it needs to
Sansol's
be.
stream.
Yeah.
Because I've already talked to
So it has nothing to do with Jason.
Sansol to make sure that if Jason tries to bring this up, Sansol is going to either mute Jason or just shut it down completely.
Because that's the thing that Globus missed is we have screenshots of Jason talking to Sansol and like agreeing and like wanting to be there. And that's what I'm saying is he's still lying and manipulating to people, and until you stop talking to him, he's going to lie and manipulate to you.
Like there's an advantage of having these people on our side already because we can make sure that stuff goes in our favor. Like the Jason situation, because he can't go on their stream and expose this stuff before it's supposed to be exposed.
I also just want to clarify real quick. The only reason
He can't go on and expose this stuff before it's supposed to be exposed. The only thing they really care about is stopping Jason so they can get through with their mission.
why I brought that up is because the thought that I had was there's already I know this isn't political, right? I get that. I want to make that clear too. I also want to make clear that this has to happen either fucking way. That too, and it has to happen. The reason why I brought it up is because there's already the rhetoric being pushed out there and accepted hook, line, and sinker about not just trans people, but anyone who's pro-trans rights being groomers and pedophiles and shit. So if like, I mean,
fuck that.
But great, the only person being exposed that's anywhere near left leaning or like politics related is Hassan.
Wait, not Jason? Your Hassan is left leaning, everybody else isn't, but you're not talking about Jason.
Everyone else is like some like
gamers.
Right.
Yeah.
And Hassan's mainly
I just worry that
to
they're
be
going to
blamed
twist
by
this into their own favor.
No, and they're not even Hassan's not even like the biggest person in it. He's mainly just someone that has known about it and has helped in the cover-ups. He hasn't done the grooming and shit that everyone else has.
That's so
that
sad.
yeah.
That we know of
and
just yet.
Lupelli on top
Can
of
I-
being scammed out of money. Yeah.
Can I ask about the
There's the Lupelli scammed out of money, just like we heard.
Because, like, Hassan being involved in the cover up is something people already said about this one, and it was clearly not the case. So, do we mean actively covering up, or do we mean choosing not to interact with it? Like,
yeah, choosing not like knowing
like, or
and
not even choosing
choosing
necessarily, but like
because
not knowing what's going on. Like
because
genuinely.
Hassan knows Lapelli personally.
Oh.
And no, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is she game devved all your favorite games, Cuphead, Call of Duty, everything. She was the one who ran the parties that all these streamers went to because her rule was no streaming.
Doesn't sound like she just heard about this randomly. It sure sounds like she knows Lupelli pretty closely and didn't just randomly hear about this, a couple weeks before this call. It sure sounds like she knew all about this, knows Lupelli, and knew about all this before she came to Twitch poll. Keep listening. Let's see if that's right.
This is to relax and to be real humans. So like she's also the one who set up the Mia Malkova date with Hassan. That was her Airbnb that she spent thousands on, and for Hassan to throw that hissy fit. So like and that's what for Hassan to act like, and Miz to act like they had no idea who she was them again being bad actors.
She's referring to the part we just saw a minute ago.
And covering it up, because that's why she said, you've been to my parties, you were at every party that I threw, like you know who I am, but I was just the background to you.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is why I have the rule that if you have over $1 million, you're more than likely a piece of shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like S fans not even clean. Like I said, the only people who are clean right now are like Charlie, Ludwig, Cutie. Cinderella has messaged her and checked on her every single day since that interview. Like, what a fucking trooper. But that's what I'm saying is nothing about this is political, and that's why we're having to bring the people in Twitch politics into it, because the people that we're using don't give a fuck. Whereas the people that did come forward and the people that are the victims are in the gaming community, where like discourse costs you your job, discourse costs sponsorships, everything. Whereas discourse brings you guys sponsorships and brings you guys notoriety. Whereas lives were ruined last time, so that's why we're doing it right this time. And if doing it right means
lives were ruined last time, which means we're doing it right this time. Did you hear that? Lives were ruined last time, so we're doing it right this time.
You guys sponsorships and brings you guys notoriety, whereas lives were ruined last time, so that's why we're doing it right this time.
So there was a previous time you were involved in this. Interesting. So it doesn't sound like you just heard about this from that Slicker stream.
And if doing it right means having to use our enemies, that should
we will use our enemies.
Show how serious and how much has been tried before this point.
And to kind of add on to her, so like if we were to go with like the streamers that cover drama in the gaming community, like Drama Alert or any of those people, this shit would literally just like blow over in a fucking day.
They're saying Keem ain't gonna listen to no sexual assault victims,
and nobody would bat a fucking eye. The gaming community literally does not give a flying fuck.
Yeah, if Keemstar was involved, I definitely would be gone. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah, the gaming community just kind of focuses on whatever drama's that day and lets it go. Whereas we have it set up to where they don't get to bury and hide it this time. They don't get
to bury and hide it this time. Another reference to a previous attempt at this.
To use their resources to silence these victims and the people that are sticking up for the victims.
Okay.
They've got people that hate
them. I just had a thought. Wait, hear me out. Has anyone considered not like Has anyone considered, or would anyone have an in? Not us personally, but like perhaps Lupelli, if she would even be comfortable doing so or willing to do so. But like, has anyone considered not ambushing Hassan with this and actually giving it to him for him to take accountability and cover it, since he is both the largest streamer and likely to take accountability for it if it's brought to his attention in like a formal manner?
I mean, if he wasn't willing to previously, I don't see why he would be willing to now.
Well, were
and
you
he's
there?
friends with some of the main people. So Austin show, this is
I
his
mean,
Raj Patel
and
days, and Hassan has changed a lot
here's a
since
Austin show and it was Raj Patel days.
then. But I also don't have any way to contact Hassan.
Let me counter that for a second. Also, approaching him with that and say like, we're saying like, we're about to expose this. Hey, do you want to cover this?
That's
like
a break.
that?
I'm saying,
And that's
saw-
going to.
Did you know
have-
this
hold on.
happened? Did you
well-
know this happened? Hey, are you
Yeah.
aware of this? And wouldn't you say that this is not cool? And then he
And
says,
let me
yes, very not
let me
pog.
find what's Hassan's like part in it. Because like I said, I have like it's so there's so
Because
many
if
things.
someone
I'm having to make
publicly
a drop
brought it to his
approaching him
attention,
with it?
like,
The problem with
I think
approaching
that's
him
a
with
better
it
way of going about
is
it than
could-
blindsiding Hassan with it. I don't think that he would purposely hide this. I truly do not.
Oh,
Like,
Which-
especially if someone
his is
brought
a
it
minimal
in a
part
public
too.
way.
His is also a very minimal part. It's mainly
That's
his
exactly what I'm
association
saying.
with
If it's
Austin
minimal, I
show.
imagine he would help. If it's
And if you have
negligible,
connections
I
to
think he
him,
would help.
definitely. If you have any like kind of connection, like get him to talk, I would be willing to.
Well, not directly, but I certainly could like get it up the pipeline. I mean,
Yeah,
but
like if-
that's like that is an infinitely better choice than trying to push this out through people who aren't even like widely listened to and trusted by most of the people that you like want to
I'm totally
want
like
to
in
side
your
with
corner.
you. And sorry.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. If there's another avenue that's less, I don't know,
And I've-
racist, I would
I've
rather
reached
go
out
that
to
way.
Asmund, which Asmund's also clean because he doesn't leave his house, so there's no way that he was aware at these parties.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
just facts. Like, and I've even tried to get a hold of Asmund, and they said that they'd push it, but
okay,
at the same time,
I
they're all together. But yeah, I'm
mod
willing.
for I'm mod for Carter. I'm friends with Denims. I'm friends with a mod for Will Neff. We got a contact and we got Will Neff on for Maya's charity stream for trans rights.
And I have not heard
So-
anything about Will either. Maya is someone.
Carter has a
that-
close in with Hassan, and No Rain has a close in with Will, who obviously
Yeah.
has a close in with Hassan.
And if they want to have a phone call to talk about like the things that I do have, because that is the thing is, I'm willing for anyone to help, but we've also had to be very picky and choosy because we have S-Fan.
You guys remember this was a war room for Jason? That they needed to get this together for Jason. They needed to stop Jason. This was all about how Jason was mistreating Clyde. I haven't heard Jason's name yet.
24K is a very close friend of Austin show back when he was Raj, because Lupelli was also Austin's admin, and Austin allowed her to be used multiple times, ignored the fact that she was domestically abused by 24K, and the new girlfriend was domestically abused by 24K, and the final straw for her was when cocaine was left out for her kid to see and go, oh, it's candy.
Okay, who's what's their name?
24K.
24K. No, not 24K.
Brown
the
Magic.
The victim.
Lupelli.
That's the same person. That's still Lupelli.
Yes.
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 She has been,
because that's what I was about to say. Is my
over.
my conclusive thought is, because I thought you were talking about a second person. I was going to say Hassan should talk to both of them, My conclusive thought is all you need to do in this situation is put it up through the pipeline of the right people and bring it to Hassan's attention in good faith
Yeah,
and not ambush
because
him with it. That is the
does
worst way to
not
go about it.
want to
He would
talk to
speak with
Hassan.
Lupelli.
Well, she doesn't want to talk to him because he knows her, and she is pissed that he acted like he had no idea who she was on stream in front of everyone the same way Miz did, even though Miz gave a hint by like hiding his face after it. And that's why they were all, why did you bring her on? So that's why I would
do
love to have
really
a conversation
understand.
with Hassan and Will, like, because
Yeah.
if they want to help,
I
I'll
understand
let
how
them break it before.
that'd be very, very hurtful.
But
I
these are also they're
I
friends.
think you should be. Oh, they're friends.
Like, no, but this is also like their friends that are going to be exposed. Like Austin, Austin's very close with Hassan and Will, so it's just kind of like
It's a conflict of interest.
yeah, who's willing to hold their friends
You
accountable?
gotta remember, he's friends with Miz, and Miz is one of the main people that's going to be exposed.
Yeah.
He's not friends with Mizkif. He just went against Mizkif and everything that already came out.
So like if their minds are starting to change, then yeah, now is the time. Which I tried to get a hold of.
I understand. Hang on. I understand why Lupelli wouldn't want to talk to Hassan if he hurt her feelings in that way. Like I see how that would be incredibly hurtful, but I do think that like it's realistic to think that after streaming for however many hours that day and being in the middle of a fucking Discord thing and just seeing someone's name on screen and hearing their voice, how on earth would he know that that's her?
And that's the thing too is so that's why I was so glad that she reached out to me, because I was used and she was used. This is why we've kept it very small and very tight, because aka 24K, his best friend used her domestic violence story against me and Lupelli to get the information that we had on her friend, and then blocked us both everywhere.
So that sure sounds like she brought this shit with her and is making accusations that she should have to answer for. People have been hiding these accusations for her, but she made them to a group of people. She should have to answer for them, don't we? Don't we agree?
Everywhere.
So this whole charade, this whole operation may have something to do with Lupelli. I have no idea. There's no way for me to know unless I got some DMs. But now we're getting an admission from Clyde that she has a personal vendetta, that this is about her getting screwed also, not even to do with Jason.
Against me and Lupelli to get the information that we had on her friend, and then blocked us both everywhere.
Or has Lupelli thought about coming to Cutie with it?
She doesn't want to use her kindness in that way, and she also doesn't want to bring she doesn't want anyone else to get hurt, because so many people did get hurt in that initially. She also reached out to CoffeeZilla about it, and I wish I was the right person for this. Maybe go to some Twitch journalists like Jake Lucky, but I've also reached out to Jake Lucky to
Why?
nothing. So like if you can get me in contact with Hassan and Will Neff, I'll talk to them, because I'm her proxy with this, because she's the one that's trusting me to do it right this time, because she has so many panic attacks about this, because it has ruined her life and has made her extremely paranoid. I mean, she lives 15 minutes from the dude who fucking stole her money and everybody else's money. Her granddad has offered, because he has terminal cancer. Her granddad has offered to go beat the shit out of him, but she's like, no, that's not going to help the case that we're about to bring forward. Like,
and the thing is like all this information is like so important, and Jason just is trying to discredit it all out of nowhere, out of petty.
This is so important. Jason's trying to discredit it.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Why?
why we're so pissed off at him.
He's doing it to hurt me.
It's
That's
it's
so
not specifically the like yeah, you know, obviously the harassment, but there's also this aspect of this pettiness and trying to expose this thing we're talking about right now, you know?
There is one games journalist where it wouldn't just go away. Did you get in contact with Zuma through Parasite?
Parasite doesn't associate with them. Has he been playing with them lately? Because yeah,
I could have swore he's gone on the flank a few times lately.
let me. I mean, I
Which
can
is
text him again
Zuma's.
because we're close. Felt like he's like, I've never seen this guy, and never heard of him. But oh, okay, this is why he didn't want to give me Zuma. Zuma covers COD League stuff. He wouldn't go near that. And Nameless is a commentator analysis. He doesn't do drama shows. They can't help you.
You said Charlie's not involved. What about Charlie?
I don't even know how in the world to get involved with Charlie. And I really want to get this to Ludwig because I trust him, but I don't want to use Cutie's kindness towards Lupelli to ask to bring Cutie into this. That is also what Lupelli has explicitly asked, is for Cutie to not be involved because so many people were hurt in the first time. But I've been trying to figure out ways to get to Lud. But again, I don't know Twitch polls, and that's why I'm reaching out to Twitch poll people, because y'all get shit done, whereas the gaming side likes to bury it and glorify these people because
That's why I'm reaching out to Twitch poll, because the gaming people last time fucked it up. Did she come here to do this? Did she play everyone? She just started corralling and leading everybody and just followed like a bunch of mice.
they're a bunch of 13-year-olds following these people, and they're the ones that are backing these people up, not understanding the seriousness of the situation, and they're breeding more of these same people that they are. But yeah, the same way that you guys expose bad actors in politics, we're bringing out the bad actors of Twitch in hopes that it brings everybody else.
I know we're time, but I like it's so crucial that you go through the right channels.
Yeah.
And like I could see a potential ladder to get this like through to Hassan, maybe. Or like even just through PZ or like another mod perhaps. But
and I put full trust in you. If you
the way that Denim's covered this, like the way that she acted in wanting justice so badly, and wanting actual accountability and consequence for the people on the platform who are responsible. If you can compile the information, like
it's going to a Dropbox.
Okay, it's okay, yeah. Then that's awesome. If you have like,
because again, once it goes Destiny, or once it goes Chud, Destiny, Stardust, from there, and then Sansol, I've offered him the next as a branch of trust for if Jason does come on, that he shuts him down if he starts to speak about this, because it is so crucial. But our timeline is talking like days now. But like, if that is another option, I mean, we can be using two sides, and if they are on it, I can convince her to trust these people. It's just that she's been burned so much by people that are close to the people that they're close with, that's why we're going the Twitch poll route, and not the big streamer route, because it does involve a lot of their friends. And
so was the plan. So this was your plan. This was your plan.
And it was shut down before. Like I said, Casey Tron discredited Claw by trying to say it. So Claw is the person that was banned for 20 months for coming forward about the abuse, for speaking out against the abuse that he had been through himself, due to all of these people and all of the cover-ups, and he got a 20-month ban, which is sus, which I'm assuming was that same staffer that they had working for them that is now fired. But she's also
Rez said he got banned for revenge porn.
reported 24K and the cocaine thing, and also 24K has a warrant out for him in the UK for breaking a very major law. It's the Safeguard Act, which you have to sign contracts for, which means that you are safeguarding a disabled person, and he broke that act by his coercion and
Wow, these are big accusations.
stealing over $35,000 from her over 2 years. And then when she said, I can't afford your lifestyle anymore, because he was using this money to hang out with Hassan, to hang out with Austin, to make connections with all these people. And that is why she's kind of leery to trust these people, is because she was shut down and not believed by them because that person was in that circle.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can get me those people, because I don't have those
Let me see
connections.
if I can get a solid summary of it. So is Lupelli the only victim we're talking about here?
Oh no, we have many victims, but again, a lot of them are scared of coming forward because of the Adriana Lee situation, because of, one, how she acted and how everyone around that situation acted. So we're also doing this to bring out more stories, which I've already had, like, even smaller orgs, Vigilantes put me in contact with smaller orgs where this is happening and women are being used and abused and covered up. So this is a whole lot bigger than me and Jason. It just happened to be Jason was the first person I had to expose, and that wasn't even in the fucking plans because I never wanted it to go public because he was in a program to get help. But then him choosing to call me a meth head and everything live was the final straw for me.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All the stuff you heard, all the attacks on Jason, all the attacks on everybody else, it wasn't even about any of that. It was all this Larp, this recruiting plan, because they couldn't get it done elsewhere. So they went to the political space, and Clyde comes here and takes over Jason's stream and tries to take over my stream, and then all of a sudden recruits all these people to start doing an investigation. And then when things might blow up in her face, she decides we need to throw Jason under the bus, and then they're willing to dox Jason, SWAT Jason, mass report him, mass report me, harass Jenny, get all these threats sent to Jenny, go after Donnie, go after Sarah, harass them. And strangely enough, there's one more part of this that I want to look at. There's one more part that I want us to look at. Let's go back to where we all started. We all started with a little conversation with MBD and James. Now, the funny thing is, let's take a look at how everybody reacts to this drama that MBD brings. This drama that now that you've seen everything, you've seen all the lies, you've seen that they did try to dox, they did mass report, they did mock somebody's child, they weren't afraid to get a child taken by Department of Child Services. They weren't afraid to take away Jason's income. They did not care what happened to anybody. All for that operation. But let's see if it was just Cly and them. And is this really over?
It's okay. So I messaged her in chat. She messaged me back. She says, to clarify, I'm Lupelli, or the victim mentioned many times. I asked Sarah and Rotted to not include me or mention me. Instead, they posted it all, even highlighted my story in the.
So never mind that it was all public and information in the war room and all the other stuff beforehand, before Sarah and Rotted or anybody else was involved. All of this was already happening. But now Lupelli, they said Lupelli's name, Lupelli wants Sarah and Jason, or Sarah and Rotted, to take it down because it's exposing her. And she doesn't want it exposed, according to MBD. According to MBD, this person that just exposed themselves doesn't want it exposed. Now, notice when Rez was talking, there's a lot of exasperated, like, this seems like bullshit. What's going on here? Very different expressions here.
Tweet Google box, which I have the Google Drive right here. Yes, and endless. I promised I would. All right, I wouldn't.
I promise all the lies and everything you said, I would make you look better. I would salvage your reputation. You lied about doxing. You lied about reporting, mass reporting. You lied about gang stalking. You lied about everything. But MBD's got your back. Don't worry about it.
Like, do the shit if I, didn't go by what she wanted me to do. All right. Why would they highlight it and post my?
Whoa, look at that emotion. He hasn't said anything yet, but look at this emotion.
News story. Edited for stream, but posted unedited yesterday. This is disgusting. I don't have a platform or social media, yet Twitch poll feels entitled to exploit my pain. I said, this is a bit beyond my understanding.
Twitch poll is exploiting my pain. Except Cly said we reached out to Twitch poll because y'all can get shit done. Y'all are vicious. But here MBD is hearing this for the first time ever and is reading it sight unseen, willing to share this entire sexploitation that is the reason Sarah or whoever needs to take it down. So you're going to share it here, sight unseen, but fuck Sarah because she needs to take it down.
I've not kept up with that. It did not seem to be anything that I needed to be involved in or be around. I didn't know that, and I'm sorry. Those were the last two people who should have had that video, regardless of the intentions.
Why? Why are those the last two people? Why? Why?
If you want, I can ask James if you can come on to talk about it as well.
I mean, James is just broken. Look at James. Oh my God. So I'll ask James if you can come on. You want your story told?
Okay. So the group was, this is her speaking again. Okay. So the group was originally to help me.
The group was originally to help me. The group before the war room that Jason was involved in? Is that what you're saying? The group was formed to help me. Me being Lupelli?
Being scammed by Slicker and on the Mizkiv stream. And I said, oh shit. And she said, I mentioned domestic abuse in front of 100,000 people. And also have a sexual assault story of my own. I said, Jesus, Hypatia, I'm sorry. And she said, and roughly 15 to 20 others, I was told people on Twitch poll could help me expose these rapists. What? I said, oh no. Then after dropping receipts, Jason and Clyde used me against one another to break the story first. Then
Jason had no intention to break the story first. You saw they were doing everything they can to stop Jason. If you watch the whole outer call, Jason had no interest in exposing this.
Whilst not even in that call, they spoke about my abuse and assault, and it was recorded. I said, okay, let me get in contact with James at DMs. Let me get you onto this stream, or you in his Discord, because that's really fucked. I said, Cly has been, as far as I've seen, using this as a means to manipulate a lot of people whilst Jason and she were manipulating each other, which that's what it has seemed like in terms of what I've heard throughout tonight and everything else. Now, she said, like I've said, since it started, I didn't want to be involved, but they still posted my video.
What? They posted my video? What do you mean my video? What video are you talking about? What video? They still posted my video? What video did they post? Are you talking about the 8-hour video? That wouldn't be your video. That was supposed to be about Jason.
I said, then let's set that story straight. It's just so disgusting, is what she said. And I say, I'm so sorry that you were dragged into this. That's not right.
It's not right.
As hell. She said, I have Discord, but again, I don't want to be on call. James can know, of course, though. I'm Lupelli. There's a video I did on my page from hospital. We don't have to watch that video, but she did do a video from the hospital the other day.
Might have. I don't really know what that is. They're not going to show it here.
And
okay, hold on. Time out. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Wait.
So we've spent 6 hours trying to get to the bottom of something. Here we have Lupelli supposedly sending a message to MBD, just luckily happened to want to spill this entire story to MBD. James, how are you going to handle it?
All right, number one, I'm just trying to process all this. I'm trying to catch this. And then number two, I'm just making sure this is...
Endless can actually corroborate the story of...
Endless, the guy that lied for 3 hours on this 6-hour call, or this 6-hour thing, that guy that lied for 3 hours, he can corroborate all this. Because I'm here to save Endless, save his reputation.
Need be.
I mean, I have multiple people in my chat telling me that they have been made aware of this and that this is a thing. So, I mean, there's literally a dozen people telling me that this is a thing.
This was supposed to be private, but it all got put out into public on Google Docs of that FOD, and it was bad. Like, I just want to give you the story that she told me I was allowed to tell you. All right.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on.
I just want to give you the story she told me I'm allowed to tell you. So, the victim wants her story told, James. James, this victim that you are so broken up about, I can see, wants to tell her story. Gave that story to Mr. Braindead. Are you going to honor this victim?
Before you go down this path, oh God, this is going to sound fucking atrocious, but I have to say it. If you're going to go down this path, I have to apply the same standard because there has to be a standard, which means anything it is you tell me that Hypatia's telling me, I am then going to have to go out and attempt to verify these claims with the other people that are mentioned to determine the veracity. I know, but that's, this is how this goes. I will then need to go out and to independently confirm shit.
You know what's weird is, it's been a while since this call. What'd you find? What'd you find, James? James, what'd you find? Oh, I know what you found. I know what you found. You did a whole fucking stream about it. We'll talk about that in a second.
Like, is there any way to not have, like, yeah, like I'm seeing what Ibasha's saying. Can we, hold on, wait.
Okay, so according to MBD, you gave MBD permission to read off what happened. Now you're in chat saying, please don't do the names. That's weird, isn't it? So MBD is on with your permission to do this, and now you're in chat. Please don't name names involved in mine or other victims here, if you understand. Well, what do you mean? MBD was just given permission to do this whole thing.
Wait a minute. I'm just getting a lot of stuff in chat, and I'm trying to figure this all out. This is well above my fucking pay grade.
Same. Well above a lot of people's pay grade. But it gets worse.
Hold on, wait a minute. Time out. Am I literally the only one in stream who doesn't know what the fuck is going on here? Literally everybody in chat seems to know. Like,
So MBD didn't know until tonight, but was just about to be able to spill the whole thing? This is fascinating.
No, I'm just saying there seems to be a whole bunch of people in chat who already know this. Like, what the fuck is going on here? What did I just walk into? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my fucking ducks in a row here. That's all. It was supposed
Endless
to be
was
Jesus
trying
Christ.
to vaguely walk past it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, Endless was being very careful not to talk about this thing. Now, if you want to really look it up, you can watch Stardust talk to Cly, where Cly says this is about other stuff. You can watch Endless talk on his stream and streams I've done, exposing him saying this isn't about Jason and this is about something else. This is a LARP. And y'all got played and they fucked with the whole community. And I can't tell how high it goes. It sure is odd that this all ends with this whole charade about push and pull. I've got the whole story. Don't dox anybody. Here's my name. Here's my story. Blah, blah, blah. But you know what you never did? You never addressed any of the problems. You told us all to shut up. And then weeks later, what did you do right before Thanksgiving? You did this whole master stream where you were going to out the culprit of this ruse that runs this Twitter handle that put myself and James and Rotted and Polly on a hit list. And you're going to expose who it is. But you spend time telling us that we're quiet and respected you asking us not to talk about it. You called us all cowards, right? You said we should have come forward earlier. When we see something, we should do something, you said. And then you spend 3 hours talking about Ellen Degenerate, friends with Cly. Believe he might mod with Cly, or Cly might be a mod for him. You'll have to look that up. But they were just playing Minecraft the other day, being all buddy-buddy, and you spent 3 hours dog shitting on Ellen. And then Ellen comes on, and everything's okay. No big deal. We can work it out. We'll rage Ellen, and we'll show Ellen some love. So what was the result of that? I'm going to expose everybody's stream. Well, you exposed nothing but a lie. Ellen got more attention. Nobody gave a shit about Cly anymore. So Paradigm and all the people that were in that call that are either still VIP or still in your Discord or still on your stream when you banned Sarah because Sarah was bringing too much drama. Right. Too much drama. You didn't reach out to me. Jenny, did you reach out to Jenny? Why? Why is that? Why doesn't it add up? Why doesn't it add up, buddy? I don't want to believe you were involved in this LARP. Help me understand how you're not involved in this. The result of your big stream, Helen got better. No harm to you. No harm to Cly. No harm to anybody. Never once did you come out and address this. Never once. 50 some times this asshole claimed I doxed him. 50 some times. And I sent this to you, James. You didn't have a word to say. None of you did. Did any of you come to Jenny and do anything about it? And apologize? To Sarah? To Rotted? Donnie? To Jason? To myself? To Polly? To the community? To everybody you fucking lied to? All of you pieces of shit.
Week or so that my shit got posted on some kind of fucking Russian site or whatever. And I don't think about it at all. Not even a little. Because fucking F-bombs for you fucking doxed me yesterday. Because when F-bombs for you fucking doxed me until the gang stalking and harassment and mass reporting and doxing allegations started. And I didn't get super fucking tight about it until I got doxed, which I cannot stress enough. I must continue to reiterate that I was doxed yesterday. So if there's people engaged in a mass conspiracy to do some doxing, I guess I might as well stick a quarter in my ass because I played my fucking self because I doxed myself. Because I'm not Endless Cemetery. Y'all get this shit fucked up. I'm Kevin P. Rucker II. That's who the fuck I am. Niggas know who I am, regardless of this internet shit.
This was a LARP. There were a lot of people that got hurt in this. And the community just wants to sweep it under the rug. The problem is, it doesn't sound like this is the first time something like this happens. And it doesn't sound like anybody cares. Members of the community had their lives threatened. We're just supposed to turn our backs and pretend it never happened. When you do that, you make yourself more susceptible and more susceptible every time. Sometimes you just have to stand up. Sometimes you have to put in the work to find out what happened. I hope you paid attention. I hope this made some sense. Thanks for watching.